Hello and welcome to another tournament game. Today I'll be playing with Lion King Penguins against Luchador Bear Cavalry, seed 9 against seed 24. So the bases are Heya Training Stable, the Dread Gazebo, and Ice Flow. As always, we start with the highest seed, so that's Bear Cavalry Luchadors. So they will play Polar Commando on Ice Flow, and they can use the talent to place a power counter on it. And then they don't want to play an action, so they just draw 2 and end their turn. And we go to Lion King Penguins. So these are the new penguins. They will first play Disguise Penguin and place him at the bottom to play main of the top of our deck. It's a Lion Cup. And they will then play Under the Ice on Ice Flow. Very thematic. So Luchador Bears are playing Smart Setup to draw some cards. They play Caparoa. And because of Smart Setup, they draw a card. And they will then end their turn. And of course, we can place a power counter with Polar Commando. Then Lion King Penguins can play Wildebeest Stampede to get rid of Smart Setup and also search for a minion and play it. And search for a minion with Lion Cup as well. So with Wildebeest Stampede, we can play Mufasa. And we want Mufasa out as soon as possible so he gets to the discard pile as well later, and then a lot of our other cards are more powerful. With Lion Cup, we search for Nala, because Nala is now a 6 as there is a Lion Cup in our discard pile. Then with a regular minion play, we play Baby Penguin on Heya Training Stable. So we can also play our Titan with its ability. Then we draw 2 cards to end our turn. Lucha Bears are going to play Quick Setup into Pin. So Mufasa is now cancelled. And its power isn't added to our opponent's total power. With our minion play, we will play Yellow Demon and search for Smart Setup in our discard pile. And then we can use Polar Commando again to place a power counter on Yellow Demon. So then we draw 2 and end our turn. So they play Hatching, play minion off the top of their deck. And it's it's Timon and Pumbaa. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but in the Netherlands we call them Timon and Pumbaa. They can place a card at the bottom of our deck for us. So let's place Hatching at the bottom. And then with our minion play, we play Nala. So Nala is a 6 power minion, which is enough to score the base. So Bear Cavalry Luchadors has no specials. So then we score it like this. Of course, Caparoa could destroy Timon and Pumbaa, but it wouldn't make a difference. So everything just gets discarded. And Mufasa is now in the discard pile, so that's a good thing for Lion King penguins. Now we get a new base, it's squared circle. And Lion King penguins draw 2 cards. Lucha Bears are going to play Smart Setup again, trying to draw some cards. At least they can draw 1 card by playing Cub Scout there. And that's pretty much all they can do for this turn. Except for, of course, another counter from Polar Commando. Then it's Penguin, Lion Kings again, and they can use I Can't Tell Them Apart to get rid of Smart Setup again, shuffle Baby Penguin into their deck, and then play a minion off the top of their deck. And that minion is another Baby Penguin. So because Baby Penguin was now not played from our hand, we can use the other part of its ability to play an extra minion of power 3 or less. So we play Regurgitating Penguin. And he's going to reveal 3 more cards, so we just put this one aside. And then, so we revealed a Wish for Wings at work. And after this card gets revealed, we can play it for free. So that's what we will do. And then with Regurgitating Penguin, we can also play a revealed action as an extra action. So we play the Hyenas to destroy a minion of power 3 or less. And also play an extraction. So these cards get shuffled back in. And we now still have an action play as well as a minion play. So with our action play, we play Scar to destroy Polar Commando. So we destroyed a lot of minions this turn. And then with our minion play, we can play a minion off the top of our deck with Emperor Penguin, because we don't want to play Dancing Penguin. So this is another Baby Penguin, but we cannot use any of its abilities. So yeah. We can still use Emperor Penguin's talent though, to place Timon and Pumbaa at the bottom. And also place a power counter on our Titan. I think I forgot that here. So I did draw 2 cards. Oh, I still, okay, I didn't forget it. So Bear Cavalry Luchadors playing Yellow Demon. And this time they are going to search for quick setup instead of smart setup. They kind of gave up on that. And quick setup is also very nice because they can play, for example, cheap pop after it. But for now, with their action play, they play high ground on Ice Flow. They draw 2 cards to end their turn. Then Penguin Lion King is going to play Secret Mission, place their entire hand at the bottom of their deck, and then draw 5 cards. So they only have a minion play left. They could play a minion off the top of their deck or from their hand. For now, they will just play Lion Cup. Hoping to score the base on their next turn, maybe. So they draw 2. And we go back to Lucha Bears. They are going to use Ice Flow's ability to put Yellow Demon at the bottom and play a minion off the top of their deck, which is a Cub Scout. Then with Heia's Training Stable, we can discard a card to place Power Counter. Then we still have both our regular minion play and action play, so we can play La Torcha and quick setup into Cheap Pup. And then La Torcha has 6 more power, 2 from her own ability and 4 more from Cheap Pup. That's enough to score the base. So yeah, there are no specials. We score the base. And now they both have 6 victory points. And Lion King Penguins can use Cub Scout to search for a minion. So they just search for Sazu. Would be either Sazu or Simba, but Sazu can also draw cards for us. And the new base is Spiral Hill. Luchadors draw 2 cards and end their turn. Lion King Penguins play the Hatching to play minion off the top of their deck. And it's Simba. So they play Simba. Simba is a 6. And they can use the squared circle to get a random action from their discard pile. So that's Wildebeest Stampede. With their regular minion play, they play Timon and Pumbaa again. So under the ice triggers, they can place a minion of power 3 or less at the bottom of their deck. And then they can use Timon and Pumbaa's talent as well to place another card at the bottom. So let's place Nala there as well. And then draw 2 cards. Lucha Bears play Grizzled Veteran to move Simba and destroy him with High Ground. So Simba gets shuffled back into the deck though. It's quite difficult to get rid of. But it's something at least. Then squared circle triggers, so we also gain an action from our discard pile. It's bare necessities. And we will play that with our action play on squared circle. That's the end of our turn. Now Lion King Penguins will play Zazu. Squared circle triggers again. This time they get a wish for wings at work. But with their action play, they will play He Lives in You for a bit more power. And then with Zazu, they can draw a card. After that, they will just draw 2 cards and end their turn. Then it's Lucha Bears. So they will play Major Ursa at this point. And with Major Ursa, they can place a power counter on the Cub Scout. And then they can play You're Pretty Much Borscht to move Zazu to Ice Flow, and because Cub Scout is now a 4, Zazu gets destroyed. And also Major Ursa gets a power counter. So yeah, they just keep destroying minions and try to gain the upper hand. So Penguins, Lion King are going to place Timon and Pumbaa at the bottom of their deck and play a minion off the top of their deck. So it's Nala this time. That's not great for them because Nala is a very strong main and they don't really want to score Ice Flow. They'd rather score a Squared Circle or Spiral Hill, because those bases have a better VP spread. With the regular minion play, they play Lion Cub, then Squared Circle triggers again. This time they get the Hatching. And then with their action play, they play a Wishful Wings at work. And of course they could have used Under the Ice to play Zazu back in their deck. They draw 2 cards and discard 1. So first of all, Bear Cavalry Luchadors are going to place a counter with their Titan. Then they play Polar Commando. They get an action from Squared Circle, it's Spin. And with their action play, they will play Bear Right Shoe to move Lion Cub and destroy it. Just the same as the last couple of turns, just trying to destroy all those minions and gain the upper hand. Disadvantage is though that Lion King can now search with the Lion Cub's ability, of course. Polar Commando can place a counter on itself. And Major Ursa also gets a counter. We will then draw 2 cards. And Lion King Penguins can use Cub Scout's ability to search their deck for Power 4 minion, Simba. They will use Ice Flow to put Nala back into the deck, because they don't want Nala there. She gets replaced by a Surfing Penguin. But we don't want to move any of those minions. We just want to score a Squared Circle with Simba. Simba is a 6. Squared Circle triggers and we get Scar into our hand. With our action play, we play Hyena's Den for 2 more power. And then there's 2 more power from He Lives in You as well. And if we had moved Cub Scout to Squared Circle, then we would not get first place, so I think we had to do it this way. And the base scores. And Hyenas then can retransfer to another base because Mufasa is in the discard pile, and Simba gets shuffled back into the deck. and Jungle Paradise comes into play. They will then play Leaping Aboard to play a minion on the new base from the top of their deck. It's Nala. And Nala is a 6 and she also gets a power counter from the base. Yeah, we still have Lion Cups in our discard pile. And they draw 2 cards. They discard 1 and end their turn. Luchadors are going to place a counter with their Titan on Cub Scout. Then they play Bear Hug to destroy Surfing Penguin. And with their minion play, they play a Caparoa on Spiral Hill. Spiral Hill is at this point the best base for them to try to score. Then they just draw 2 cards. Penguins, Lion King just play Lion Cup and Circle of Life, and they pretty much go all in on Jungle Paradise. They don't place a counter on Lion Cup because they want to destroy him with Wildebeest Stampede in a later turn. Then it's Lucha Bears again. They place a counter with their Titan on Cub Scout. And then with their minion play, they play Grizzled Veteran, trying to slow the opponent down. But of course, by destroying Lion Cup, their opponent can play a minion from their discard pile as well as search for a power 3 or 4 minion in their deck. So they search for Simba. And they can also play a minion from their discard pile. So they play a Baby Penguin, and Baby Penguin was not played from the hand, so they can play an extra minion. They will play Rafiki. And then they can also place a power counter on one of those minions from the base. Luchabear still have an action play. They can also place a counter on their Titan, because a minion moved there. With their action play, they will play Superiority to draw a card. It's El Sagrado, but he is a bit late. For now, they just draw 2 cards and end their turn. They have to discard 1. And then it's Penguins Lion King again. They can play the Hatching. They have enough power with Simba on Jungle Paradise to score it, but they just want to see how far they can come on Ice Flow. So they play Command Penguin from the top of their deck into a Baby Penguin, and Baby Penguin can play an extra minion as well. So we go ahead and play another Baby Penguin. And of course, all of those minions gain +1 power from a Wish for Wings that work. And this brings us to 21 total power, enough to score the base and even win it. We can use Under the Ice to place a minion at the bottom for deck. And then we can finish the game with Simba. Simba is a 6 and also gets a +1 power counter from the base. So yeah, we First score Jungle Paradise. And there's nothing Bear Cavalry Luchadors can do. They only have one special, which can only be used if they have a setup action on one of their opponent's minions, and they have not. So Penguins Lion King just win the game. Then Ice Flow, and the final score is 16 against 12. So yeah, this brings Penguin Lion King to round 2, where they have to compete against Vigilantes Teens. And the next game will be Rulers of the Cosmos Mad Scientists against World Champ Cowboys. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Goodbye.